listening to Tassie Encounters Moments on Faith FM, and we're coming to you from Tasmania, right across Australia. Each weekday at 9 a.m, you can hear what the Bible says about past, current and future events. You can learn how to study the Bible more effectively. You can get to know who God is, why we're here and where we're going. And you can experience personal encounters with Jesus. I'm your host, Jason Cook. And today, once again, we have Carmelina, Bocchino and Lucy Smith back in the studio with us to finish off our series this week, the components of a creative journey. Welcome, Carmelina and Lucy.
Hello.
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 Thanks
again.
for having us back.
Thank you.
So all week we've been going through your creative journey, and I'm explicitly not going to say all the titles because I want people to actually go and look it up, because we've got a special book offer this week, which is your book.
Yes.
Only one. We're just going to be giving one of these away today, and we want people to text into our show number. That's 0488 880 891. The 5 components that we've talked about this week. Today's one is going to be faith.
Faith.
But what have the previous ones been? You can find out if you go to faithfm.com.au, find our Tassie Encounters Moments show, and find the titles of each of our days, which cover one component of this creative journey that we've been talking about. And we want you to text in today the 5 components. Text it into 0488 880 891, and maybe you can include in that message bird and whale, just bird and whale free book or something like that, and we will be sending that out to the first one who comes in with the 5 components that we've talked about this week, the last one being faith. So I guess, Carmelina, this whole exercise was a bit of an exercise in faith.
Absolutely.
Starting a completely new thing for you.
Yes.
And for you, Lucy, a brand new thing that you wanted to pursue. This is, I guess, part of your training, part of your qualifications in studying, and I'm assuming that you studied the arts and are these watercolours? I was going to ask you about that, actually. So tell us about the actual illustrations in this book. How have they been made?
Yes, all of the illustrations are watercolour with some watercolour pencil thrown in. They were originally a lot larger. They've been shrunken down. Took me a very long time. To fit in the book.
It's they're actually beautiful pieces of artwork in its on their own, but then to go with the story as well. So
absolutely, yeah.
Tell us about some of your faith moments, and in particular, what does simple faith look like to you, Carmelina?
Yes. So I think one of the biggest fears when I started this journey was the fact that I had to say I was doing it. I didn't tell anybody for quite a while.
I actually remember that because I think you told me about this a little bit before you told some other people.
Yes, I did.
And you said, keep it quiet. I don't want anybody to know.
I kept it a secret for a good while because I had this fear that if I told people and they asked me about it later and it didn't work, I didn't want to have to tell them I failed. Yeah. And so the creative journey is a lot to do with what one word is risk. Yeah. But the other word is also faith. And what actually helped as I was going through and learning to do all the creative stuff was actually realizing this and going, okay, if I've handed other pressures over to God, what's one more? So I started handing this pressure, okay, Lord, if it doesn't happen, we'll be okay. Because I didn't want to say I was going to do this great, cool thing and not let it work out. So I did keep it a secret. Jason was one of the people I told when I used to work in radio.
Oh, so it wasn't a pure secret. You're saying one of. I thought I was special, Carmelina.
You were special because no one else at church knew. So when I came to that realization, or God helped me come to that realization, I was praying about it quite a lot. If it works or if it doesn't, if it happens or not, let it be your will, Lord. And so probably around last year, which is a year before we launched in January this year, I started talking about it to nearly every person I encountered. Like it became, hey, so I made this cool thing and this is what it is and it's launching next year. And it became part of my normal conversation. And
was that a hard shift for you? Because I know you call yourself an introvert and you don't really like talking about yourself too much.
Yes, that is true.
That was a bit of I guess in a sense that was also a risk, wasn't it?
It was a risk.
Put it out there.
It was faith. It was faith in, it's the belief in something that's not seen. And we did not have a product yet.
Yeah. So
to be able to have confidence in that and being like, this is something I'm doing, this is something that's happening, this is something great that I've done, look at it. And not knowing whether or not it was actually going to work, it's terrifying. And to then have them, what if they came around later and said, hey, you said you were doing this great thing, what happened to it? So
Yesterday we talked about humility, I think, didn't we? I think that was yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, somebody write that down if you didn't get that.
No.
Humility. It's hard, isn't it, sometimes to put forward something that you've done when you are thinking about humility.
Yes.
But interestingly, I guess, like, I'm thinking about the creation process as written in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Each day, God said at the end of his creation, it was good. He saw that it was good.
Yes.
And then on the last day when he created man, it was very good. God himself was pleased with the work that he'd done.
Absolutely.
Were you pleased with the work that you'd done?
What was it like for us when we got our proof copy? I think
the proof copy was very exciting.
It was very exciting. It looks like this, but more magazine.
Oh, yes.
And it was the final look at how the layout was before we could change it again.
So is that about the time that you started talking to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So you'd seen it and you're finally convinced, hey, this is going to be good.
Yes.
You're going to be happy with that. Now I can talk to people about it.
Yeah.
In the middle, though, there's a whole, this is awful.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the worst thing I've ever made.
The big moment of, I guess you could call the huge editing phase of getting it to how you want it to look is like, when are we ever going to be done? It took a long time.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Lucy, if I asked you a question, how have you experienced faith, or how has your faith grown, and what did you have to put trust in God and faith in God in throughout this journey for you?
Yeah, I really lent on the main takeaway, the main thing that we both wanted to share in this story was the message. Mm-hmm. Even though we may look different, even though we might appear different on the outside, we have more in common than we might initially think.
Right in the beginning, it says we were created in the image of God.
Yeah.
And every one of us
are created in
the image of God.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the underlying theme of this, isn't it? We are actually similar.
Yeah. So I believe that this is a message that God would want his children to know.
Yeah.
So I had faith that if this was a message that God wanted Carmelina and I in particular to share, I would try my hardest to share it, but ultimately it was up to God for how far this message traveled, this book traveled, who it reaches. It's up to him. If it didn't happen at all, and if we just told our family and friends, if we just told them the message, maybe that's as far as God wanted us to take it. And I had to be okay with that.
Yeah. So ultimately you're leaving it in his hands as to what happens to it. And who knows? It's only the beginning of the journey, really, isn't it, in terms of how far it might go?
Absolutely.
Carmelina, yesterday I think you shared, or the day before, about an interesting way that you made a big decision by putting things in a jar.
Options in a jar.
Picking them out each day and then tallying up the one. You didn't actually share that. I think you got the same response multiple days in a row.
Yes, it was a total of 7 days.
Yeah.
And I got the same response 5 days in a row, which was like, oh, okay, then I guess that must be it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a difficult time as well, because it meant longer study. It meant I wasn't going to be going home, and like more work really was the outcome of it. But the whole experience taught me it's not our place to question God. Some people may argue that's not how you get an answer from God, but I was trying to be very intentional about it.
You did that in a specific way where you prayed for an answer.
Yes.
And I'm assuming as you are praying for that answer, internally you're sort of thinking, God, if you give me an answer, I'm going to follow that.
Yeah.
Were you ever tempted not to?
No.
No. Okay, that's good.
I'm quite. If I set out and say this is what I'm gonna do, it's very hard to sway me from that thought process. So obedience is probably one of the most difficult components of being a Christian and being someone who says, yes, if God says I will do this, then I will do this, because it puts us in some uncomfortable positions. And so being able to obey after we got the results and said I was continuing on studying, which ultimately led me through many different ways to Lucy. And if I had known that at the time, I probably would have wanted to get to it a lot sooner than I did, and probably complained a lot less. But it led me to a fantastic business partner, an awesome friendship, and an amazing book that at the time especially I didn't expect I would have written. So yeah, it's crazy to look at it and be like, oh wow, I'm an author now. So sometimes we have these moments in life and it is hard to obey, but I am quite stubborn-minded. So when I said whatever God says, I'll do it.
Committed.
I committed. Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. So if you had to sort of wrap up with a statement or a Bible verse, what would you choose in terms of this journey of creative or creation of this book, this beautiful book? Is there something that you could summarize it all with?
Well, one verse that we have listed here, which is Philippians 1:6. It's actually a verse I pray it quite often, and specifically alongside another verse, which is do not abandon the work of your hands. So Philippians 1:6 says, being confident in this, he that began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ, or Christ Jesus. So it's a promise that I hold on to quite tightly in faith, knowing that God has led me to do a work. God has led me to do something, and holding fast to the faith that he will complete it. It will finish. And if it is a good work, it will be done in his name. So, do not abandon the work of your hands, Lord. Claim the promise and know that God will follow through.
Okay, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful verse as well. Do you have any final words, Lucy?
Yeah, I have one last thing. We never know how anything will turn out. Something could happen today that we might not be able to stop tomorrow. Therefore, walk in faith with your heart in God's hands, the safest place on earth.
Well, that's a beautiful statement, isn't it? When we are walking with God, that is definitely the safest place on earth. Stay tuned for our final offers, and we'll give you the code again once more and how you can enter the draw in a way. We're going to choose the first person who texts in the correct answer to the question.
This program is made possible by the support of Adventist World Radio.
So our free book offer this week is Jesus and the Children from the Lost Sheep series by Andrew Madonna. This is a big, bright, beautiful book with cartoon illustrations, and it brings the stories of the Bible to life with distinctly Aussie sense of humour. It's designed for ages 4 to 8. The main theme of the book is wisdom, and it's got lots of sub-themes to it as well. So it's a beautiful book. We encourage you to claim this book offer. TEM32 is the code to claim that book. Text it into 0488 880 891. So that's TEM32 0488 880891. And before we forget, our final chance to enter or respond to our question this week to get a free corporate copy, and there is only one, so do text us in, the 5 components of the creative journey mentioned in this week's programs. And if you've missed this week's programs, go to the website or download the app and search for Tassie and Countless Moments. You'll be able to find all of the topics that we've been talking about. Text that in and include a message in there about the free book offer for Bird and Whale. That's our free book. It is a really beautiful book, and I'm not just saying that because Carmelina and Lucy, you're my friends. It really is a beautiful book, and so it'd be a fantastic one to get. And, of course, you can purchase it online as well at lucycsmith.com.au.
Yes.
Is that right? Thank you once again for coming in and sharing, and it's been a great opportunity to get to know you more and get to know what you've been up to, Carmelina.
Yes.
We'll have to have you back again in not too long. Thank you for joining us this week, and as we go out this week, we just pray that you encounter Jesus more each and every day, and this is called An Honest Word by Paper Horses, I think. No, it's actually a song called Yet by Abigail, Faith and Hillside Recording.
God, don't give up on me yet. I know I'm not your best bet, but I'm trying, so don't give up on me yet. And God, please don't leave me here alone. I know I need to grow still, and I'm trying, don't leave me here alone. I know I've come so far, but got so far to go. And with these brand new scars and this broken heart, it's hard to really know if there's a reason and if I'll ever see it. But I wanna believe it, so don't give up on me. Don't give up on me yet. Oh, we thank you. Don't give up on me.
This program has been made possible by the support of Adventist World Radio.